Welcome to another episode of Dadding and Shh. This your boy Saya, aka Saya.
It's your boy Styles.
It's your boy 9-5. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Like we've both been saying, make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. The response has been phenomenal. Everybody has been telling a friend to tell a friend. You know, the views have been going up, the followers have been going up. The responses, which is what we're looking for. You know, when we post a question, when we asking about comments or topics, you guys are right there with us. So we certainly appreciate that. And today in studio, we're happy to have a very, very special guest. All our guests are special, but some of them a little bit more special than others, right? So, you know, we record in this studio, and the owner of Cast Sound Labs, Mr. Preach, we have.
Wow, you got the name right, man. Yo, we've gotten Cast Labs, we've gotten Labs of the Cast, we've gotten Sound Lab and all types of shit. So at least you got it right, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem, man.
Yeah, man. We're going to have fun, man. Thank you for having me, man. This is dope.
Nah, we appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm so sorry for all y'all to disappoint y'all. We just the same complexion. That's all it is. Exactly. We the same complexion.
So Steve couldn't get his hall pass signed out for this week.
He's on probation. He had to check in.
That's a fact. Shout out to Steve, man. We miss you. We'll see you next week. It's all good though, bro. So because of Preach, right? So he got us connected with the event that we're having. Don't forget, Thursday, May 27th from 7 to 10 p.m. at Bushwick Public House.
That's right.
The link is in our bio, on all of our pages. I know y'all seen it. Make sure y'all tell a friend to tell a friend. Pull up. It's free. That means you don't have to pay out of your pocket to come inside to see us. It is free.
And I know y'all want to come outside.
Exactly. Outside open.
Outside
open.
Not only is it free, for the first hour, you're going to get free drinks sponsored by the event sponsor. We have a nice bottle in the building, Shinju Japanese Whisky. Right? So they sent us over a nice bottle. We have it here in our glasses. We're letting them breathe a little bit. Nice. So we're actually going to be doing a nice taste testing. This is my first time I'm going to actually be having this. So we're going to taste it. So as I mentioned, so on the 27th, come out.
May 27th.
May 27th.
Bushwick Public House.
Like I said, it is free.
Yeah.
It is free $99. Free.
Podcast.
Definitely started.
Listen, Thursday, kick it off. A lot of y'all who might not be going out of town for various reasons, pull up on us. We're going to get the weekend started off right. Nobody going back to work until Tuesday, so y'all can get spanked.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And also, we got giveaways for during the
we have
show.
Quite a few giveaways.
I have giveaway. I ain't even releasing.
Oh,
yet.
see,
So
this week,
so
by the time this releases, we're gonna be going ahead and sharing. I've gotten a couple of people who want to sponsor and send us a couple of nice giveaways. We're gonna be giving you guys away a lot of nice merch. We're gonna have somebody with a skincare line. We're gonna have some folks who come through. Listen, I'm just telling y'all.
Listen,
we outside.
It's just gonna be crazy. And you're gonna get like an hour to enjoy like this drink, which to me, I don't know if you guys are whiskey drinkers. So let's go around the room. You're a whiskey drinker. Are you a whiskey drinker?
Take a sip here and there.
Okay.
I like dark, so it's cool.
Yeah. Oh, see, that sounds like a person who just drinks liquor, no matter
what. It's dark, it's cool. It flow with me.
I'll be honest with you, I wasn't even a big whiskey drinker. So when I first tasted this, and we'll get to the backstory, but I was like pleasantly surprised, and it tastes amazing. Let's actually toast to it right now. It's May 27th. To
May 27th, gentlemen.
To dadding and shit. Shout out to y'all.
This is for y'all at home.
Absolutely.
Make sure y'all pull up, have some.
Yo, that shit is smooth.
That shit.
Smooth.
Mad
smooth.
Smooth.
Wow. Shinju whiskey, smooth.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I know this Ramia. This tastes like Jack Daniels, right? But just way smoother.
Yeah, way smoother.
It's like the Jack Daniels, the black bottle, the regular Jack Daniels.
You don't get that crazy kick. It just
this shit's
This is fire.
This is it.
Listen, after this, that's my inaugural first sip, right? So I am a whiskey drinker. Okay. I enjoy whiskey.
He guzzle. You thirsty?
Yeah, I gotta hit the palate right. You gotta make sure, you know.
I want to work at some point and get my own barrel stamped and have it aged for when I retire and all that type of stuff. But like I said, I am a big whiskey fan. Anytime I go out to the city, majority of the time, I'm not just drinking anything regular. It's just.
Oh, you think that's got expensive taste?
A little bit. If I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna enjoy myself.
Now, do you have a cigar with it? You smoke cigars or not?
I'm not a frequent smoker.
Okay.
Occasionally I do.
Not frequent, but
not frequent.
If you're on the beach,
Yeah, on vacation, or if
yeah.
we somebody's backyard.
Yeah,
vibing out.
yo,
I was about to say, I actually got us a little cigar from DR. I asked
Oh,
my girl
nice.
I don't know. That's in the luggage, probably. I don't know. But
You got that through customs?
we rolled it up in we got it through.
Where did you hide it, fam?
I can't tell you how I did it now, but
One thing I know, a lot of times with cigars, guys get them, or whomever, not just guys, people get them, right? And they
Right.
smell
That shit
them.
good.
The ones I'm getting from Sire, I ain't gonna smell it. Nah, but I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate you bringing out some stuff.
Appreciate it.
I gotta see what she said.
Funny enough, the
It's quite
last
fresh.
time I smoked a cigar when we were on the yacht last summer.
For real?
That's the last time I smoked a cigar. Yeah,
Man,
it's been a minute.
Well, y'all be on yachts? Shit. God damn.
I wasn't there. I was
Enjoying the
at
fruits
work.
of our labor.
Listen, man.
You know?
That's the most dad in common ever. I was at work, so
Last summer, because everything was super shut down. And this is, I think, another reason I'm really, really looking forward to this event, being outside, is because, it's been so quarantined, having my son,
Facts.
and the line of work that I'm in, quarantine, no quarantine doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
Like, I still got to show up to work.
Yeah, me too.
So we weren't really able to go and enjoy it outside where we wanted
Yeah.
to. So us and a couple of friends said, you know what, let's get a nice boat, go out with our ladies, get some food, get some drinks, and hop on board. And another friend of ours, shout out to V12, he brought us some. He sent us the cigars
from Miami, right? He bought some. It was
Nah,
Miami?
it was Cubans.
Oh no, he was somewhere.
yo,
I
don't be indicting yourselves right now.
Hold on. Cigars illegal to bring it to the U.S.
I don't know if Cubans are still.
But we're allowed to go. We're allowed to.
I think the embargo got lifted. So
Yeah, because we're allowed to visit
Yeah.
Cuba now. Because you can only go there, fly there from Miami.
Yeah,
but
V,
wherever
if he
my
bought
man
up a
V
good-
got him,
yeah, he bought a good
those were some
10-pack
really
too.
good cigars. So
Yeah.
imagine that with some Shinju.
Oh man.
So we're gonna do that again this year. Shinju, holla at us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is a really good
I'm
drink.
I'm definitely going to buy this at the liquor store.
You can imagine it's so smooth. You mix it with something too. It's just.
I'm not even gonna
it-
mix
No, I ain't
it.
gonna lie.
It's kinda
Even
disrespectful.
just listen.
It's
if you-
straight
straight
up is good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Straight
straight
is
up.
great. Listen.
Obviously, we don't have ice, but if ice, I've had it with ice and.
Listen, I got some ice right here.
Some
Give me some ice.
shit! I ain't even. Oh shit! Just yo, you guys.
Yeah,
are
man. You gotta keep out of
That's how I
that
know
pocket,
you.
kid.
That's how you know you Haitian, right? That's a fact. I know. See, I
come with everything.
I'm a
I come
fellow
with
Haitian
everything,
myself,
man.
bro.
Listen,
First, I want to
everything.
let me shout out Rob Montgomery because he was basically the connect with Shinju,
Rob?
and he will be at the event, I
I'll
believe.
take some ice skate.
And he introduced, so he was basically just a guest of a client that had come in, and we had a conversation. I had to say, I was like, this is amazing. This is smooth. I'm like, usually when you drink whiskey, it's a harsh taste, a harsh
that's
like
what it is.
burn in the
Hard.
chest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was
This
trying to
right
say.
here is, listen, he is well versed on the whole history of Shinju. So maybe one day I'll have him on the show, and he'll definitely explain.
Rob, pull up on us, man.
Yeah, in
sure.
depth on the history of Shinju and how it's made. But when I had this, I was like, yo, this is amazing. And so we were supposed to do a lot of things pre-pandemic, but unfortunately, obviously, that occurred and a lot of things got shut down. So we kind of got handcuffed, and not only just us, but plenty of businesses did. And so, but luckily, we touched base with him again. He didn't forget about us. He was still willing to do some stuff.
Dope.
And I thought of you guys immediately. First, I want to just shout you guys out because I remember when you guys first came in here, you told me the premise of the podcast. I was like,
Yeah, I remember.
we
that
need
too,
more of
yeah.
that. No knock to any other podcasts out there, but like this one is a lot more realistic and more productive in terms of talking from the
that,
perspective of being a dad. I'm me being a dad myself. So when I watch your episodes, I can totally relate to a lot of the stuff y'all going through. And the great thing about it is you guys talk from a spectrum of newborns to teens,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
teen, yeah.
And so I thought about you guys, and we were able to make some connects with Bushwick Public House, and it made all the sense in the world. So I'm really excited about doing this event with you guys and further events in the future. So
I mean,
I'm excited.
we appreciate it because
Yeah,
that was
much
like
so, man.
Nah.
Good.
So,
We're truly humble, coming into this podcast game for us, it was an avenue to talk about a lot of things that we just normally talk about, right? And the fact that we're all fathers and we're having the conversations. We said, I'm sure there are people who want to hear about this and aren't really having those kind of conversations because of many of things, things we talked about on the show before, different different stereotypes, different ways that society might view certain things, or maybe just people not really being comfortable. So we're here when outlet for that.
Change the narrative.
100%.
Which I hate
100%.
Oh, I hate black dad jokes. I don't like. There's very few things that are like truly that shit pisses me off when there's like the whole, that black dads aren't around and so on and so forth. And we're all pretty much from, I don't know, we're from Queens and you're from Brooklyn. I'm pretty sure you're from Brooklyn as well. Yeah, I know you. I know you're from Brooklyn. Lord. But it's funny because how many times have we gone to the park with our kids and we've seen other fellow black dads and hanging with their kids and spending time with their kids, and they don't show that side of stuff. That really upsets me when that whole narrative gets spread around like that. So
it's funny you said, because when we talk about what the podcast is about being black fathers, a lot of times the first thing you hear is like, "Oh, we start talking about deadbeats." I'm like, that's such a small conversation.
It's so funny you say that because
that's what Steve said. He told some girl about podcast. She was like, "That's about deadbeats." And he was like, "What?" Like,
nah, man.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody. I can't remember who, because at this point now, I'm just into the straight networking mode. But I was having a conversation with somebody like a week ago, and I was telling them about the podcast. Oh, that's dope. That's fire. Whatever, dude. And then the person was like, well, the same as that thing. Oh, well, what about the fathers who went around or deadbeats? And I said, whoa. Listen,
that's what
if you guys are gonna, that's not what we're doing here. Like if you have a problem with that, and that's a conversation
as a relationship guy.
But for me, I said, listen, what you can do if you really want to, just send them our podcast, and hopefully we can maybe help or lift or something. But my whole point with this is it's straight positivity, right? 100%. I don't want nothing negative. Yeah, we're gonna joke and have a great time, and that's what the part comes in. Because at the end of the day, we're fathers, but we're men too. We live a life. We live great lives, and we want to enjoy our lives, and just stuff happens. We're gonna have conversations about those things, but at no time will we ever have a conversation about negative or stereotypes or whatever relationship people might be having with the fathers of their children or their fathers. Like, it's all about positivity. And at the end of the day, if it is a negative situation, let's look for the opportunity to be better with it.
Yeah.
But can I say one thing? There are deadbeats in other races, bro. Like it's not like it's a black thing, bro.
Like a black only thing.
Like I've met Italian deadbeats. I've met Irish. Like there are plenty of deadbeats. Like it's a rainbow coalition of deadbeats. So this whole So like this whole idea, like you're talking about deadbeat. Nah, like it's across the board. Yeah, but it just sticks to us. Messed up like other things. But whatever. It is.
Nah, we appreciate 100% right, and like not even just speaking on. Like, we primarily speak on black dads because that's what we are, right? That's what we identify with, and that's what we represent. But this show is also for just dads in general. Yeah, I have friends who are fathers who aren't black. It doesn't make a difference. But there are certain things, and there are a lot of plights that we deal with as black men in society and as fathers that other people, honestly, you just really can't relate to. There's no knock to you. It's just, it is what it is, Facts. Hey, here we are here. But as I mentioned, so May 27th, make sure y'all pull up on us, get to see us live.
Yes, sir.
And enjoy. Listen, like I said, it's free. Pull up on us.
Free.
Show love. Free drinks in your system.
Free drinks.
I love free. Pull up.
For an hour. So don't come at like 8:15 and harass the bartender like, yo, it's from 7 to 8. So
7, 8. Open bar.
Yes.
Free drinks.
Right.
Get there early.
Right.
Gonna be a good time.
Listen, 7 to 8, that means the sun is out. That's that time where like the sun is out, so you can still show your fit real good outside. And then as the sun goes down, you enjoy. So make sure y'all pull up on us and see what's going on,
Facts,
man.
100%.
So listen,
like this has been our first time really just speak with Preach. We see him.
We
pass
by.
So I think it's time to dissect a little.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying? All right. My question for you now: how many kids do you have?
I have 2. So I have a 8-year-old and I have a new 3-year-old. And we just celebrated his birthday this past weekend. So I have 2, and I think I'm going to keep it that way. So we're good.
Girl?
2 boys. 2 boys. Yeah, 2 boys.
Nice.
Yeah.
So as far as a birthday, how you do like a birthday party?
Yeah.
Celebration?
So one thing I realized, and I'm pretty sure you guys know this as well, like birthdays are like. Your kid's birthday end up being more important than yours. So it's like, you want to get the venue, you want to get the right food, you don't want the parents bitching about certain things, but you want to make sure the kids leave with goodies. So we did all that. Turnout wasn't what we expected, but he had a great time, and so
all that matters.
for me, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's all that matters, and you know, it was just great. Like, you know, having 2 boys, who has girl? Who has a girl?
No, none of us have.
Oh man,
What are you talking about? Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah. We heard
How long
girls.
we been doing this? How long we been
Small
friends?
girl.
I gotta tell
No,
you.
young, no.
I gotta tell you, I cannot see myself with a girl. I don't know how
That's
men
me,
do
man.
it.
I tell
I
you,
can't.
man. I'm good.
God bless you.
That's when the savagery pulls up.
Yeah,
I don't play.
because then you
don't
gotta
play.
have certain talks and periods and
soften
boys
up,
and
yeah.
and then they beef it with mommy. Or they come into you for shit, and it's like, you know. So I'm happy with my 2 boys. Like I said, I like to keep it that way, and you know, they good though. I think with it, your son is Jackson, right?
Yeah.
My son is Jackson as well.
How do you
Mason and
spell
Jackson.
it?
Jaxon. His mother picked their names,
shit.
both their names.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah. Oh, she the same way. That was. Did you pick the name or?
So what happened was, we had 2 choices, right? So it was gonna be between Jackson and Micah. So we kind of polled like some close friend and family, which one was gonna win, and then so Jackson was coming out on top, and I was like, let's go with it. The reason why also too is because that's the name of one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite shows, Sons of Anarchy.
Okay.
You're a real Sons of Anarchy fan. You already know what's happening. My shout out to Jack Teller. Not
At least
real
you had a
person.
choice, because I had no choice whatsoever in the matter. She said, "This is his name, and that's it." And you can shut the fuck up.
I mean,
that was
it
it.
could be a lot worse. You could have just named him Gene.
Jean. Oh, yeah,
That's my son's middle name. That's my middle name too. But
Yeah, that's a good.
Gene, yeah.
You gotta keep
That
it.
was my father's first name,
Yeah.
so that's my middle name. That's my son's
That
middle
works
name.
at that generation,
Yeah.
at that time.
Shout out to all the Genes out there, man. I mean,
A million of y'all.
we can do
Word.
but so many Genes, Jean, Marie.
Baptiste, all that stuff,
You
man.
know? So I think we got away a little bit okay with that one.
100%.
So back to the parties, right? Kid, like me personally, for my kid first party, ideally, like me and my lady, like we didn't want to do a party because we felt like I feel like first parties.
You're not gonna remember.
Not gonna
It's not
remember.
for them.
It's
not really-
It's not for them, and,
Yeah.
and it's really is like I'm throwing a party for adults, kind of like, in a
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
And it's like I'm doing this party and like I get nothing in return. It's a difference in my kid have fun, enjoy yourself, whatever. But we was like, because I mean, what have I seen? I could be wrong, but from my experience of seeing kid parties, a lot of the birthdays, people don't bring gifts. Like for especially people don't bring gifts to birthday
it'd be
parties.
the closest
You know,
friends
Yeah,
or
I'm saying,
whatever.
all right.
Yeah.
I'm saying that versus like a baby shower versus a first birthday, you'll get way more on a baby shower than a
what you-
kid first
100%.
birthday.
Yeah,
So
what
What
like,
you're saying is like what you put out to get the event together.
yeah,
and
no,
then
I mean,
return
all
on
right,
it, yeah.
all right. I don't want to sound like that person. Like I'm looking for something back.
Nah,
but
yeah,
but I feel like we all adults. It's like people should know how to come to a party and do things.
Nah, there's
All right,
etiquette to certain things.
But let me say this though. I'm saying that, but also my son's first party was like amazing. Like
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. We had a great time.
Like,
in
no,
that
I'm
party.
saying overall it was great, and like we got shitload of gifts and like.
Did you do the Amazon list, the wish list, or no?
Nah, we
See, that's when you do the wish list, you're like every day a new package is arriving at your door.
No, I did that for the baby shower when I was
okay.
Like, but for the first birthday, it turned out perfect because my son had got literally everything. Like literally since he was born to right now, a year and a half, I literally haven't spent no money on my son.
Yeah, that's usually
Like
how
I
it is,
haven't
yeah.
bought no clothes, no nothing. Like he still got gift cards and stuff to use, and
Yeah.
he
Same
still
here.
got clothes.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
yeah.
she
like,
buys him stuff just because like sometimes you see something that's
Yeah,
fly,
yeah, I haven't-
whatever.
I
But
probably spent $100 or
Yeah.
less on my kid since he's been born.
yeah,
Like
only like diapers, if anything.
Like
but
yo,
other
I
than
ran
that-
out on diapers. I wanted like a year straight. I just ran out like probably like February. Now it's from the baby shower. I
Right.
want a year straight. No
Yeah, well,
diapers,
that's the
no wipes.
only reason we even had to buy any sort of diapers only because she wanted to go a little bit more with the organic stuff
Yeah.
than anything else. So we used everything that we did have, and then we started getting some
Fine,
organic
yeah.
stuff. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you, right? Because even right now, so Jax is gonna be it's crazy. Jax is turning 1 in June. Like, yo, bro,
It goes
bro,
fast.
he's walking, he's talking,
It goes fast.
he's getting into everything. I'm like, yo, he's gonna be 1
Yeah.
already. But I agree with you because for me, originally, even before with Jackson, talking about having kids and stuff like that, I like, yo, babe, I ain't gonna hold you. We already know what it is. First birthdays, early birthdays, the kids don't remember it. That's for us. It's showing now. I get it. But I was like, I would rather just go on a family vacation.
That's what
spend
we
the bread on
That's
that.
what we want to do. The amount of money we spend for the party,
Yeah.
we plan to go back home to Well, my lady's from Honduras. We plan to go back there. But last year, when the whole COVID,
Yeah.
it was no way. And like over there, the rate was going on. It was too crazy.
Right.
My mom was like, y'all not going over. Y'all know. Yeah, she's like, y'all can get hell, leave the baby. I don't care. Y'all go get sick. And y'all, so we shut it down. But this year, we definitely planning on doing it this year. Like I don't. Like I never was sold on the kid parties. It wasn't because of gifts. Because I just feel like.
It's not for you. It's not for them.
It's not for them.
Yeah, the
not
kids don't remember anything.
I feel after like 5 and up, maybe 6.
Yeah, like with my
6,
my oldest, like I would say around like 5 or 6. Like he kind of understood what was going on, and it got to the point where it's like, okay, we're gonna go to like a bouncy spot, or we're gonna go to just like not a Chuck E. Cheese, but a Chuck E. Cheese equivalent type of spot, like.
Some shit called
Yeah.
It starts happening too when they in school. They want to do something in school because all their that's friends.
His thing is on August, so it's weird because we can't.
Okay.
I would fight like, man, I wish we could easily just do the whole bring the cake.
But you know what's crazy? Like a lot of times right now, like even before COVID, a lot of times you really couldn't do like that no more. Because you know what's so funny? You guys say that. When I was must have been turning like 5 in like kindergarten. I remember like the birthday party I had in kindergarten because I remember like my family coming because my older brother and sister were in the same school as I was. So I remember them being there. So like you said, like at that age is kind of when they vaguely remember, and then seeing pictures kind of bring memories back. But nowadays, with so many allergies, so many things like that, you can barely even do anything for the kids in school anymore anyway. But I'm very fortunate. Like his birthday is the end of June, so he's gonna always be out of school anyway. And it's funny because every year prior to him being born, that's when we went on vacation.
Oh, it works.
We always took family vacation there because it was like, yo, my daughter before she was in high school, like, yo, that's when school was finishing up. So, yo, we going on vacation this week, block it out, and then be back. You know, we don't want to be going 4th of July. Price is crazy. So that week prior, go to vacation with Disney, we went to Mexico, something or whatever the case may be. You know,
and that's another thing. Like we're preparing for like the Disney. Like that's the thing now. Like we're trying to like. You know, trying to save up because we're trying to make it as comfortable as possible, make it as efficient as possible. Because the Disney trip is always
you got family or friends in Florida. You Haitian, you have to.
Yeah. That is true. Yeah, we do have. Yeah, we have a couple people.
Get them to buy this stuff because they get everybody in Florida. They get the Floridian discount.
Oh,
so what happened was
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
okay.
So when we went to Disney, my best friend, shout out to Rob, we went there, right? So we had him purchase our passes. Right, so it ended up being like almost 40% cheaper.
Oh shit!
For all the parks or whatever the case may be, and then we went and we had an Airbnb or stay by them, and then make it a family thing. So that's a good
y'all just
thing.
learned some shit. I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
definitely.
Because me and my late Steve just went to Disney like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
and I know he had a good time. And I went to Florida. We went to Florida because my lady got family out there. We was out there like a month ago, and her cousin was like, "Yo, when y'all come back, we gotta do Disney." We're like, "Nah, the son's it's like, no. It don't matter. You can keep.
You can make it work
because they got season passes every year. So she put us on. She was like, "Listen, I got the whole layout for it. I got the parks to go to, how to do it. I get the fast pass.
Expert,
and she's breaking everything down."
But you brought something up like, is their age too young? Because like I had gone with my niece and she was 3 at the time, and I'm like. Yeah, I remember being there like, yo, she's not gonna remember none of this shit.
I personally feel like
I mean, she says she does, but I don't really. I think she just.
I mean, the thing I say, remember. I mean, when you get to adult, but I remember when I was at the.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like
you
remember now for the.
Nah, yeah, I agree. Like I think like between like 1 and 5, they don't really like they will have fun.
Right.
In the moment, they will have fun, but they're not gonna remember it. But I think that also helps.
I think 5 and up.
But I need you to remember this shit because I remember this bill.
We ain't just putting it up back anytime.
That's my feel. I want you to remember because I'm spending all this bread.
Yeah, facts.
Like Disney not cheap. So like a hot dog like $19.
That's a fact. But here's the thing. So somebody should make maybe we can do that, right?
I heard you could bring snacks in there too.
Listen, that's what I was gonna say. There's an art form to tackling like Disney World.
So I'm calling you before. That's a fact.
Or maybe we can all just pull up together, Dan. Because like there's a time of day where you want to be there and then want to be getting out, right? So like, you know, so Magic Kingdom on a Sunday, the fireworks show and all that kind of stuff. You want to be there in time for certain stuff and whatnot. Different like because there's different parks and like so there's an art form to it. But like you said, with the snacks and all that kind of stuff, you can bring your own food and stuff in there.
Oh, I didn't know that. So I thought it was because I remember like it being hella expensive to get food inside the park.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, I mean, like I was very fortunate. So we went prior to Jack's being born. So my daughter must have been like think maybe like 11 or 12. So one, she can get on the rides with us. Because I ain't gonna hold you.
It was funny because you got a teenager where you gotta like watch. You know, like
right.
You got some little kids like
you gotta. Someone gotta say,
she not gonna get
you gotta watch everybody on the ride like this.
Wait your turn.
Because I ain't gonna front. I truly felt like I had more fun at Disney because that was my first time going to Disney. I was like 29, 30 years old.
How many times you went?
I only went once, the one time. But we had such a great time. But I think it's also coupled with the fact that it's like she could run with us. Like we get on this ride, she's gonna ride with us. Ain't nobody got to wait with the jacket, all that kind of stuff. So it was good like that.
Did you get the Mickey hat or nah?
Nah.
You gotta get the Mickey hat, man.
Nah, but my lady's my lady's like probably one of the biggest Disney fans I've ever met.
Oh yeah.
Period. Like she like at any given point, I can go home tonight. She probably like put Jack to sleep. She's watching like a Disney movie.
That's crazy.
And like and it's not even like the new shit. It's like shit
that
like
came out then.
Yeah, like
Anastasia.
Yeah, like exactly. I never watched Anastasia until I met her.
That's
crazy.
I
didn't.
I can't even watch Disney films no more because let me tell you something, bro. I get depressed, like Up. I saw Up and I'm like, I can't watch the rest of it.
Take the guy's house.
Right. And then wife died in the first 10 minutes. I can't watch this shit.
Bro, I didn't know Bambi was a male until like...
Wait, what?
Bambi is a male.
Oh,
dude,
shit.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know that till like 2 years ago. I was like,
called me.
Bro, did you know this?
And they popped
I said, yeah.
Exactly.
I was like, what are you talking about? She explained the story to me. I said... Oh shit!
Yeah, that's crazy.
He literally called me. I'm like, but you got the long eyelashes though.
So y'all still do I did the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse stuff. Did you do like you watch? So you're gonna deal with the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse stuff?
Not really.
You know? Oh, really? He's not into. No.
Mickey? So right now
he's
like so. Yes and no. So right now his big fun thing is like Elmo. So anything Sesame Street. And the great thing is like like on HBO Max they have.
Oh, they have all the Sesame shit.
From like the very, they have like 90 seasons.
Yeah.
So
damn,
yeah, everything. Shit. So
literally,
it was me and him at home today. So wake up in the morning, doing the breakfast thing, chilling in the morning, blah blah blah, getting him ready for his day. You put that on and he'll just play, listen. Crazy. It's to the point like when he's falling asleep, I'm like, I'm gonna watch something right now. You turn Disney, like you turn it off, he be looking at you like,
yo, son, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. Like,
I'm not falling asleep to this. But back to what you were mentioning, like vacation stuff like that. First birthday, so his first birthday is coming up, and the amount of money we're spending, I'm not gonna say it's ridiculous, but it's fucking ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's
unnecessary.
Like I'm gonna hold you. Like if I do this for second birthday, I would have paid for the wedding already. like I'm telling you. But
that's a fact.
But like off bat, I was like, I really didn't care to do a first birthday. I was like, I could say we know what it is. That it's mostly for us, family, stuff like that. But we didn't get to have a baby shower. Because it got shut down right at the height of the pandemic.
Okay.
Bro, even my garage now, I still got like this thing. I give it out to people now regularly, like the glass. Even at his birthday, you're gonna get glass cups. Shit! It says our baby shower. Don't worry about it. Just take it. Because we had that all planned out and we were so excited. And my baby shower, like for my first son, listen, man, let me tell you something. I would have looked just like I was out of Coming to America, what's that? Zamunda.
Oh yeah.
On some of that shit. Like my shit would have been, it was gonna be stupid.
Baby showers is crazy though. Like it's like
I was ready.
Because Mo was like the shorty wanted to have like she wanted the belly mold and all that, and I'm like, are we forgetting like who? You got to make a connection too. Like we don't acknowledge the man's. It ain't about it. It's never about like you're just carrying the gifts to the car.
The way according to them, it was all immaculate conception.
Yeah, exactly. Right. We had no part whatsoever, no matter how short it was. Shut up. It's like, it don't matter.
I didn't even get to wear no Burberry, no nothing.
Nah, bro. It ain't but let me ask you a question. Like, what I'm noticing now is kind of crazy. So my son, he's 8, and I want to know if you guys are going through the same thing. Do you see yourself? Especially coming up in a Haitian family, and it goes for any family, but do you see yourself reflecting back to when you were that kid's age?
Yeah,
meaning
I do that a lot. Yeah,
I go back to when I was 8, and I go back to like how Haitian households are different. So it's like around now, you get your first communion. Your first communion is probably bigger than any birthday party you'll ever have.
It definitely was.
Yeah,
the wedding is.
You wearing all white and you don't even know why. Like you're like, bro, this is crazy. But now I'm seeing things in him and trying to dissect certain things in him, and I kind of go back to when I was his age, and I'm trying to see like, oh, should I take it easy on him because I understand what he was going through, or you still have to have that parental disciplinarian and trying to like, no, I'm telling you to do this because
stay on that.
It's funny, like my son, like I mean, more so my 14-year-old, he's chill. Like I really can't. I have no complaints about him. Like he's just chill.
He just very stoic.
Were you chill when you were 14?
14, I was pretty chill.
He's chill now.
Chill. So
it wasn't for the podcast.
I would have fell asleep already.
He passed his talking quota for the year already.
You ain't lying about that. A long time ago. But then like my 10-year-old, he's like, you know, it's funny. I be laughing about stuff like he's like the inner me that never came out in a sense. He asked questions that I would have not been comfortable to ask questions about, or he says certain things that you know, I just would have never thought about.
Right.
So it's funny, like how you said, is like, do I see him? It's like whatever I see is just dope because like I wanted to be that kind of kid in a sense.
And you got it, so it's
and
like,
I'm having it. That's
what
I said before. Like if I could put my younger one now, like if I could have been, if I'm painting a picture of what my son would be, he surpassed whatever I could imagine in a sense.
That's crazy.
Because it's like, yo, his intelligence is by far, they both, even my 14-year-old, as old as he is, at 14, you're all over the place. He's just chill. Like you said, we sit there, you probably sit in a room with a grown man and he just have a conversation, he's chill. Then my younger one, he's going to ask questions. His mind is continually going. Like he's like, what you're saying is like, you wondering like, are you being too harsh on him? But what I like about him is like, he does very well communicating himself. Like if something's bothering him, he speaks on it. If something is going on, he's expressive with it. If he has something to say to me, he says it. I didn't have that, but that's also, again, probably the Haitian household.
Right.
You know, the generation gaps. Cause I think us as parents too, we're a bit more, I guess, understood that level of communication is very important.
But let me ask you guys for pointers then, because then. So me as an 8-year-old, because the biggest thing right now is school, right? And you guys all obviously understand that. Me as a student, I remember myself as a student. I ain't give a fuck about school at the time. Like I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like I was not. If I wasn't into it, then I ain't into it. Like I'm trying to get home. I'm trying to watch Batman the animated series. I'm trying to do all that shit, bro. But now I see it in him now. Like
that's why
he likes games. He likes watching cartoons. Well, YouTube, which is another dangerous, and that's another subject. And it's like the same conversation my mom was having with me. I see myself having with him, and it's like, yo, you gotta pay attention. You gotta do this. And you gotta. And I remember when I was his age, I was like.
But it's funny. Like my 14-year-old, he's great. Like he just does school. Like
that's crazy.
There's no really much talking. He may come like if he's falling to the side or whatever. I know it's not him in class or whatever flunking. He's just not getting it. He's not that kid where you like, all right, you know, like I know I used to get in trouble because I'm just talking in class. I know if he's not getting it.
I don't believe that shit.
It's not like he's like being an ass in class. He just ain't getting it. But then again, like my 10-year-old, I think with him, I was concerned with because he started school very young. He started like I think like 2 years old, if I remember right.
Oh shit! Okay.
And when he started, I was always concerned. I used to tell his mom, I'm worried about him being bored with school. So I think what's happened to him now, he's been doing it, so he's just bored. So even if I like sit with him or tell him, like now I see he's getting it, grasping, especially with school being, I mean, more so he's at home. And I talk to him like, I think because it's home, he doesn't mind. It's easier to him, but in school, I think he was just getting bored. So then he just happened to just
he's not being challenged because I think
not getting challenged.
Like for me, it was mine is kind of a blend of that, all of that, because like it was I never wanted to get in trouble at school. I don't think anybody wants to get in trouble. I made the conscious effort not to get in trouble at school because I went to Catholic school up until 8th grade, right?
Yeah, me too.
But my father worked for the church that the school belonged to. So anything that could happen, it wasn't like, oh, call your parent, just went to the club. He's down the block. So he'd be there in 2 minutes. But also at the same time too, with me, like I was very fortunate that, and I think all my brothers and sisters, we were very fortunate that we just gifted like with schoolwork. Like it was just an easy thing for us. But that also what got me in trouble because. So in Catholic school, I don't know, but where I was. So
what Catholic school you went to?
I went to St. Jerome's down in Flatbush.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Newkirk and Nostrand.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay.
So when we got in school every day, right? So the homework for the next day was like in the corner of the board.
Right.
So get into class, 8 o'clock, whatever time it is, whatever's due for tomorrow is in the corner of the board.
Right.
So they're going over with the one over yesterday and then whatever's going on. So I'm just sitting there, I'm just like, I get it, fuck it. So I'm just doing my homework because you already told me what it is. So I'm in the back of the classroom doing the work.
Oh, you were that nigga, like, I'm done already. It's just like,
so I'm out. So,
I go home and play.
so what I would do is like I would be done with it. So my friend like, yo, you got the homework, whatever. I'm like, yo, listen, yeah, man, bust me done with a Sprite or something like that. You got it, and I'm out.
hustling.
So listen, man. Even in college, though, a lot of people owe me their degrees, bro. I'll tell you that much. I was selling paper. I mean, don't worry, where I went to school. But that was my challenge because it's like, yo, I never wanted this from my father. He can be right there, and I didn't want him to look bad. Like, oh, he works for them, and the school is gonna be calling him left, down, and right, whatever. So I didn't really have that problem, but I was definitely bored in class. So I would get in trouble for stuff like talking, or they were like, oh, he's not paying attention, but I got straight A's. Like, I'm paying attention. I just don't care what you talking about right now because
I talked back a
I'm
lot.
done with it.
Yeah, I talked back
So
a lot.
in Catholic school, you know, it was very like more strict and more stringent. So he talked anything like, oh, that one more time, like I need to use the bathroom. The teacher like wouldn't call on me, so I left, and then I got in trouble. Oh man,
just walked out like
what you talking
I
about?
gotta pee.
Like exactly, like, I'm gonna hold my pee. I'm gonna piss in the corner, piss myself.
I ain't got no pep
bugging.
on.
Exactly. So
Catholic school is
left.
crazy, bro.
So they would try to get me in trouble for shit, dumb shit like that or whatever. But I see, like, I'm very happy. Like, I see like how my daughter is with school, right? So she's also like a perfectionist.
Is she in Catholic school?
No.
Did you make? See, this is a crazy situation. Did you ever want to put her in Catholic school? Because there was a consensus thought that public school was for for them.
Yeah.
And my child I want him to grow up a certain way, so I'm going to put him in Catholic school.
No, I didn't want to put her in Catholic school because there were a lot of things that I missed out on growing up as a child for development that I wish I would have had earlier in my life than later, right? They might not be very big monumental moments, but those little building blocks of socializing, because like I had the same kids in my class from kindergarten to 8th grade.
Yeah.
Some around only the same 30 kids.
Yeah.
Shout out to those who are still around. Those some of those are some of my very best friends to this day.
Oh wow. So.
But it's very small and close. I went to school, went home. There's my same friends. So I think that in public school, it allows you to get different personalities, build your social skills a little bit different. So now when I got to high school, a little bit closed off.
Right.
But I also grew up in the neighborhood that I grew up in. So a lot of that stuff that I've seen or whatever, it's pent up because there was never a reason for me to have a fight or never a reason for me to get an altercation. So now you're in high school, the first thing off rip is I'm balls to the wall. I'm wanting to square up with somebody, but it's like you never really understood how to really socialize and
But I never
with
thought
those type of things.
I never thought it changed, like, because there were thug niggas in Catholic schools just as well.
They were. But
But
let's think about it, right? So like, all right. So in public school, there's so many more kids, right? So you're interacting a lot more. But
so you get lost in the sauce a little bit.
Right. So in Catholic school, even if you got a homie in your class who's a thug or whatever, it's just one of him when you're in school. You're not seeing nothing else of him, or whatever. He might go to his block and be the man, but in Catholic school, what do you?
Like we had, like his boys would come after school, and we all played football or played ball or whatever.
Sometimes we did, but I mean, that's also leans into like the parenting stuff, which you started before, right? So like I said, my dad worked for the church, so after school up until like 7th grade, he would just drop me home. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't really outside hanging around. Yeah, so it wasn't because across the street is Vanderveer. I mean, I talked about in previous episode, like my first fight wasn't until I was going home by myself and somebody tried to check me, and I was like, hey, it is what it is. Right. But going back to looking at myself at 8 years old, I would be like, when my son gets to be 8, I'm definitely gonna maneuver a little bit differently, right? Because like in my family, it was a lot more strict, a lot more closed off. I want him to experience the world. Like,
were you spoiled when you were a kid?
What the fuck?
I was considered. I was the youngest one. So my dad. Speaking about deadbeats, my dad. What a crazy spin on the episode. My dad wasn't around. The lemon, yo. He like, I don't know if you know, like Haitian families, like there's like these like they end up being professional students. Like they're constantly going to school. That was my dad. Like he was constantly going to school off some math dumb shit. But either way, he was never in my life. So it was just my mom's and my big sister. So my mother, to establish herself in America, she kept my sister in Haiti. So then when she felt like she was comfortable, she said, all right, I'm going to send for my daughter to come back. And then when she came back, she's pregnant. So my sister's like, my nigga, like, what the fuck? What you doing out here, Wild? But my sister saw that, and I saw that, and my mother was like, well, I'm with my son 24/7, and I'm gonna spoil him. He's the youngest. He's the boy. You know, he's gonna get. I don't want to say everything he wants, but I'm gonna make sure he's good. I'm gonna make sure he's. Don't get me wrong. Like, we still had our struggles, but I go back to that and then say, okay, when we go to Target with my son and he says I want that,
are you just gonna give it?
Yeah, and sometimes I catch myself doing it. I'll be like, all right, whatever, man. It's $20.
Nah, for me, we weren't, right? So I was very fortunate, as I mentioned. Like my father was the godsend, right? So that's why, like, I emulate who my father was as a father in my everyday life, because we weren't. In hindsight, we weren't spoiled in the traditional sense. Like, I wasn't like I bought my own first pair of Jordans, Pradas, sneakers that I would like
Pradas.
Like
living.
But I had to buy it myself. You know what I'm saying? So, so I remember when I was a kid, like, I went to Catholic school. So my parents, we would go to Ideal on Flatbush and get uniform every year, and whatever still fit, and anything new you had to get from there, and that's all we had. And we had 2 pair of Payless sneakers, and like that was it. So there was no spoils. So for my first pair of Nikes, my father took me to buy a pair of 2 pair of Nikes and Timbs when I was going to high school. And he's like, "You going?" Because I was like, "I'm going to public high school. I'm not going to Catholic school." So I was like, I need something or whatever. And I was doing like little odd job with different family babysit and shit like that. So he allowed me to try to get.
You earned your bread though. Like,
I did. But I mean, he wouldn't let me spend it. But it was like he was like, "All right, the fact that you went to want to do this, I'll get you here or there." But in hindsight, like when my daughter, 2 pair of sneakers and 1 pair of Tim, like she has, you know, a bunch of shit, but she has also earned it because she gives us no issues. She goes to school whether it was online or thing.
That's what I'm saying. All right,
no.
You're supposed to be a good kid.
No, 100%.
That's tying into like episode before we said about like cheating and stuff. Do we get involved? Like you doing not cheating, like what
don't
you're
get me wrong,
supposed to do.
but I agree.
So like you being a kid,
100%.
Like,
but here's my thing, right? So again, if she was like a struggling student or she was back talking, like she's an angel in most sense, right? Like she helps with her little brother. Even before she had a little brother, she helps in the house. She maintains what she got to do. She keeps her room clean. She does her work. You don't got to chase behind to make sure you got her homework did, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we dress away and we live a certain lifestyle. So she's also gonna have that, but she's not gonna feel like, oh, if I want it, I'm gonna get
Cold
it.
word, no. We always fresh out here. That's not it. He's like, we always make sure we good.
Going back to that, like my parents, I know that they couldn't afford that. They couldn't afford to do that because there were 4 of us, and they lived in their apartment, but they owned theirs. When my mom was constantly going back to school to try to become a nurse, and my dad worked a job that he didn't have to. If my dad felt like it, he could have left that job and went and got better. But he knew that this was a guaranteed check that was going to hold down the family, and that's what we're going to do. And so, like when we talk about like events, like my first communion, right? That was. We had it in our crib, but it was
me too. Yeah.
Everything. But I remember my mom and my older sister gluing the stuff together for this stuff, making the chocolate candy bar thing, white chocolate candy bars and stuff like that. And so like even like birthday parties. So yeah, I feel like my parents did the same thing, right? They wanted it more to show like, motherfuckers.
But the way but the struggle or the way you having to work to get your stuff. So whether it was the new Averex or the whatever. Don't you feel like that built you to be the person you are today, as opposed to like I'm concerned a little bit about? I ain't gonna lie about my son, who, you know, anything he wants, he gets just because like we want a better life for them.
Yeah, 100%. I get that.
But it's like the struggle also builds you as a person.
No, I agree.
But you know what I also think too? It's like a conversation I had with somebody. Like, you know, sometimes we see that, and some people may agree or disagree. Like particularly, and I'll be real, and particularly in black households, we have a habit of thinking like, "Yo, I went through this, you gotta go through it too." But the thing is, I think they look at it in the wrong kind of way too, because it's like in a sense, like let's say my parents, they came from Haiti, so then their struggle is different from my struggle.
Yes.
So we also have to be mindful of like their hustle was just trying to get right
here.
Yeah,
right. They were just trying to establish themselves here.
Now I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm first. All I know is America at this point now. That's why it's so funny when people talk. Is like, oh, you know, people think I'm fake Haitian at the end of the day, because I've never been to Haiti, whatever like that. I'm born here, whatever. I don't, you know, people quick to say, oh, I didn't know you was Haitian type of thing. But
you speak Creole?
I don't really speak it well. I could have a full conversation.
If my mother yelling at me, I can speak that shit.
I understand. I understand it completely. I just can't speak it. Well, I say certain things. it's like one of them situations where as you get older, you lose it. Because
you're not using it.
Yeah.
So somebody he be saying some junk to me in crib. I'm like, yeah, I can't say, but I understand everything. Yeah. But the level, and it's like in life, period. The level where you are, it's just like I'm trying to put a best way of analyzing it. It's like I started here. I'm at the bottom. And okay, cool. Just like you said, you had to get a job to get your Jordans and so forth.
Right.
So at this point now, I'm not saying that you got to give your kid the Jordans, but now they already got that. So now you at another level now. Now you trying to work on a situation where you just focusing. You got the Jordans already, so you ain't got to focus on getting the job to get the Jordans.
Right.
Like what's the next thing? I know, like me, I had to buy my first car. I had to do all those things. So then, if I could be blessed enough to be able to get my children cars.
Right.
Then you're at least worried about working to get the car. Now you're working maybe to start your own business. You're working to put money.
I agree.
I
don't know if that works because it's like there's like an entitlement.
That's why I was gonna shoot it because you don't want the entitlement to be thinking that you're entitled.
I agree with that, right? Because like I have zero sense of entitlement because I've had to work and scratch for everything that I've had. But for me, one of the things that I really focus on, right, and even things like my daughter, so. She can have what she wants, but it's not like, oh, hey, I want an iPad. Okay, cool. Let me go buy the iPad. No, it's like, no. Okay, it's like her first cell phone was like a knockoff, like Samsung shit or whatever, right? Because like, yeah, you want an iPhone. She cried in this T-Mobile store or whatever. And my thing was, you got to show that you're responsible enough to maintain this, use this, be efficient and responsible for it, and then we can work your way towards that. So like now, like making sure she's doing her schoolwork. Like I don't have to. Like, if this is in the sink at the end of the night. We having a problem. I don't have to ask you about that. I don't have to ask you about getting the laundry done. I don't have to, So there are things that she's instilling in work mode. Like, I know I have certain responsibilities in the household that I have to maintain and do. And also, when you go out, you have to maintain yourself a certain kind of way. You have to be respectful. You have to do a certain kind of things. This day and age, too, what also happens is kids are outside, but not in the same way that we were. Like we needed to be outside. Like I was getting on my bike 8 a.m. I'm gone.
I had to be in Smoky Park or Lincoln Park doing something.
Like outside where
and them they are. There's the iPad, there's the PS4, there's the Switch.
It's more gaming like.
And the crazy thing is like he knows it. Like, and I feel a certain way about. I don't want to stop him from because there is a career in it.
Exactly.
$1 million career
so you
in
can't
gaming.
It.
I can't tell him because look, at the end of the day, like our world is more digital. It's a lot more technological.
It's gonna get way more digital.
And that's the reason why I say what you said is it's like certain things you gotta take away from. Like I know, like myself, like me, I was probably the first person to know a computer. In a sense, right. So it's like I'm already ahead of the curve in a sense. So now you talking about your kid giving him an iPad.
Right.
Now they at that level now. Like my son ain't worried about no phone, or they ain't worried about no computer. Yeah. So then it's like, but you also don't want to be in a situation you just giving them everything too.
And that's why I think when my son's gonna get messed up. I mean, I don't say messed up,
but you know it. So he doesn't have to be.
Yeah, but like he's spoiled because this is like for me before I even had a kid. Like, when I announced the news I had a kid, my whole family was like, what, you got a kid? Like, everybody was like super, way more hyped than I was. And so it was like, so like, my son is legit super spoiled. Like, everyone's in the family spoiled. I mean, everyone spoils him. Like, even if I don't try to spoil him, it doesn't matter.
Who's the disciplinarian in your family, though?
As for me growing up,
or me, no, you as a parent. Is it you or your?
It's my lady. She's the more because the fact that she's with him more than me, and she don't want to be like she with him a lot, and she understand how he could be. Because my son is slick and smart. Right, like he know like who to pull okie dokes on, So with me, I come home from work. He probably got screamed that he did something he probably ain't supposed to be doing. He come see me. He come and butter me up.
Right.
Then, and then
he know he's doing.
He know opposite for me.
So with that is like, really like he's so spoiled and it's like, I can't tell him to stop. It's kind of hard to like, yo, y'all got it, because everybody's so excited they want to do it. So now like coming like you say 8 years old. And I think back when I was like around that age. See, me growing up, like I'm not Haitian at all. I'm American.
You're a Yankee.
Yeah, super Yankee.
But you be in every party when you was younger, bro. Every party, bro.
Let's never know.
You still eat oxtails and shit. That's
you would never know. I'm not average American. Like I was I was well seasoned.
Okay.
Like, I say well seasoned because I was introduced
To all different cultures.
To the different cultures.
You trying to say that they don't season their food?
No.
Any Brooklyn person is kind of well seasoned, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
for
so
real.
like, I was American, but I grew up around a lot of West Indians. I lived in Flatbush, so it wasn't foreign. So I'm in tune.
Right.
I'm really in tune. So it was like, but me growing up with my mom and stuff, it was more of a like, you know what I mean? We struggled with this stuff, but me and my brother always had. You know, like, the thing was this.
Because of your mom or because y'all worked to get what you wanted?
Both.
Okay.
Cause like something like the say we do good in school, she would.
Okay.
So it was more of a like what she's telling us is like if you do good, you get. You do bad, take away. So I understood that early age. And I'm like, all right, if I bring home good report cards, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get that. So that was like the motivation. Like, all right, bet I can get this, I get that.
That's where that never motivated me.
No,
they told me like, yo, if you get A's,
you
get what you want. I'm like, I don't care.
Reason motivated me because it's like I grew up in a project, so it's like for me to get shit and like I tell people they don't got it. I feel like I'm that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I'm to the point where like growing up in the projects, like you go to the store get chicken wings and French fries or fried rice. That's like the shit, right? So if you go and get something other than that, you get chicken and broccoli. You that nigga.
Let me get the kung pao chicken.
You
got money.
So back I was
brown rice.
I grew up on Hardee's, so we used to get popcorn chicken. And you bring that to the, you come back to the table, and like you come back and like and niggas are like, oh, let me get something. You like, yeah, but you over there, everybody eat. Like, yeah, I'm not nigga, everybody, but you hungry now. Niggas,
but at least you look good.
So you know, so more for me was like,
that's what's up though.
Like that motivated me to like do, but like you know, so that's why I dig into school. You know, okay, and I did good. And so
you better than me, bro.
Yeah, I mean, but
I almost had to go to military school because I was so shitty in school. For real.
See, me in school, I wasn't never that bad. It was just attitude, really. Like, as far as work and stuff,
I hated
I did.
When I did fine. I just hated this shit.
Nah, I hated it.
I didn't want to be. I didn't want to.
But you was like doing homework, like you were knocking all the assignments out.
I just wanted to get out because my thing was
I wasn't even doing these.
No, but for me, because I looked at it in my brain like this. One, like so. They were like, I understand that, right? So I think like at some point I'm gonna have like a kind of a balance where it's like not necessarily that I'm rewarding them because I guess I'm sending you to school to get good grades. You're supposed to get good grades,
right.
But there are some kids who will have some difficulties and challenges.
Of course,
and I'm not gonna chastise. Like, oh my God, why did you do that? Whatever.
Right.
But my parents was like that. Like I got a 99. They're like, oh, that's cool, but you're missing a point, bro.
Oh.
I'm like, yo,
I call 99 is lit.
Son, my grades were jersey numbers.
Yo, I was like, yo, I was getting 65.
But that also helped me while I was like, yo, I want to go, like, I don't want to go to public high school. I mean, I don't want to go to Catholic high school because my older sister and brother went to Laughlin. I'm like, first of all,
oh shit.
But I had a plan for it. I was like, yo, first of all, y'all paying for this. Y'all don't gotta pay for me to go to school. It's free. Right. Put some of that bread towards my gear, and I'm lit. And then my mom's thing was,
you had a plan for real.
And you know how Haitian mothers, well, West Indian mothers, period. Honestly, they're so protective of their children. That's just the natural way that they are. So like, I wanted to play sport. I wanted to play football. I wanted to do these type of things. So my mom's was like, you can't do that. You're gonna get hurt. I'm like, yo, I'm telling you that this is what I want to do. I'm going here. I'm going to this school for two reasons. One, I can wake up at half an hour before and still be on time. And two, they have a good football program. And that's what I want to do. So she's like, oh, if you want to do that, you got to maintain your grade. Oh, your light work. Like that, you don't got to threaten me with a good time. But like those type of things. So like my daughter, like, she wanted to do like dance when she was in middle school and things of that nature, whatever. I'm like, listen, as long as your grades is up to par, I have no issues with that.
Any activity she wants to do, you have no problem with it.
But then she did have a point where she started going away to school. Not away to school. She would try to travel into school, right? So she was going from Flatbush to like the Star. And she was getting like tardies. And she was getting certain things, or like, she had like a 95 this semester, but then the very next one she had like a 70. So like obviously something's going on.
Yeah,
so you know now you want to hang with your friends and you want to do what you don't want to do. I say less. Yo, with the Wi-Fi cut off. You know what I'm saying?
That's great.
I'm telling you, you can go.
That's worse than the belt.
Listen, I'm telling you, for this day and age, you can go. Listen, if you have like like I have multiple lines on my phone bill account, right? You can go on there and you can select. Like, I'm cutting off service to certain phone or whatever the case may be.
Nigga put me on the parenting game.
I'm telling you can do this type of thing. But I'm telling you, that stuff inside there, like, it hurts their soul. Like I could get a soul stone off of that. You know what I'm saying? But those certain things. So it's like, so now she's seen that and she understands like, yo, like I can't be fucking up with this dumb shit.
Let me go to school, keep this Wi-Fi
right,
on.
Exactly.
This
I'm
nigga
like,
my
yo,
parents and mentor.
I'm like, yo,
real.
I asked her, like, yo, so you wanna be cool with your friends? Because the teacher was like, yo, when they're late, all of these kids are late at the same time. I said, all right, cool. You're late because why? And then she'll give a little bullshit answer like, yeah, I was getting food. Yo, the corner store, we have 4 corners so before we get to the bus in our crib. So you gotta understand the give take, the give take. But if you wanna get, you gotta give, especially as the child. I tell all the time, like I don't owe you nothing except for putting a roof on your head and food in your belly.
Yeah.
If I really want to, I can go and buy honey oats. You don't need Cheerios, bro.
Honey O's.
You're not thinking the 99 cent store
You know
shit.
what I'm saying? Like she loved Lucky Charms and cinnamon toast crunch. No, it's so crazy. I can't stand cinnamon toast.
Yo, you're bugging. It's
I hate
yo,
it. I hate it.
let's end this episode now because I don't want to. I like you guys.
I'm not a big cinnamon fan. I'm not a big
Cinnamon
cinnamon fan.
toast
Cinnamon
crunch?
Toast Crunch is my
I'm not.
top
Yo,
five.
son.
I hear.
I'm not
I'm
even
not
cereal
a fan.
Cocoa
Especially with the
Puffs?
cereal with the milk.
Yo, Cocoa
Yeah,
Puffs.
the milk at the end is the best part.
So I tell them, listen, you don't have to have this. We go shopping at BJ's Pose or whatever. You don't have to have this stuff.
I love the BJ's pause. That's
You know
that's
what it
that
is?
Brooklyn shit.
I'm definitely coming to Steve Sayer. Steve be like, yeah, gotcha.
But you know, I'll be real.
yeah.
Like, what's the struggle for me is that I had boys. So what ended up happening for me is that, like the entitlement, I feel like I got boys, but I'm a man myself, of course, and I feel like in the world, nobody's gonna feel sorry for you. You ain't gonna be a boy and somebody gonna feel sorry for you. Nobody's gonna, as a man, when
Especially
you
no
grow up, cop, anybody. I'll be real with you. Like I read something somewhere, and it was just like, you know, particularly men are probably the most attacked, but especially a black man is the most attacked being on earth in a sense. Regardless of how people want to flip it. Of course, just like with anything else, somebody say, "Oh, but what about us?" It ain't about y'all.
Right.
At the end of the day, I walk that life for the situation where every day that I put something out, like I wear my armor so much it's like a shirt at this point now. It's like my undershirt was always on. So then I got boys, they're gonna grow up to the point where they sit there and they gotta struggle a certain kind of way. Not even that they gotta struggle, but they're gonna struggle because they boys turn into men. I like that saying we said a long time ago that nobody feels sorry for a man, you know, blah blah blah. No. I truly live that and believe it. Nobody feels sorry for me at the end of the day because I'm a guy. You know, you're the provider, protector.
Facts.
So I gotta raise my boys in the sense of the same kind of concept of you gotta provide and protect. But the other side of it too, you gotta learn you gotta get provided for and protected too. And I don't mean financially. Somebody gotta protect you and provide for you too. You know, in a
That's
situation.
my job.
And not only that, it's outside of that too. Because the people you keep around, you got to provide and protect you too. You got to provide a sense of security with your people that you keep around. Lady you with, she got to protect you too from what you're dealing with outside. I'm not talking about on a monetary situation, but then it's like I also as a parent, I have a certain point where it's just like with anything, like a bird you put in the nest. At some point, you got to get out the nest. So. Yeah, I don't want you to feel you're entitled. I just want to show you that I love you differently from people outside in the street.
Tough love.
Yeah, but it's not even tough love. It's just real love.
It's real.
Because real love at the end of the day doesn't always look pretty. So
That's
just
fact.
Because you entitled, you let them fly out the nest.
Yeah,
The next
exactly.
motherfucker, I'm like,
Yeah.
slap.
But every time real love,
Give me them worms, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
most
That's
real
a
love,
fact.
real love don't look pretty. Because like, yo, my mom whipped my ass. But that's the ugly side. But then never at a point I said my mom didn't love me. You know what I mean? Like I fight my brothers all the time. Me and this dude used to knuckle up. I never turn around and sit there and say they don't love me. So love looks ugly.
Yeah.
right.
So in reality, outside of the situation that we talking about, I'll be real with you. All that little sneakers for my son and all that's bullshit. Honestly, it's just in a moment in time to make me feel good. At the time, that's really where I spoil my kids was just genuine love. Like my time I spend with them, sitting there watching a movie and all that stuff. Like that's the entitlement. That's what you deserve from me as a father.
I still kiss my boys.
Yeah,
They hate it.
And I ain't gonna lie, I don't know what that looks like because then they
I didn't get that.
I didn't get
My
that.
dad.
It's funny as much as I I admire and adore my father. I didn't get like.
Did he hug you?
Nah. And it wasn't even like nothing funny, but he showed his love different ways, right? So like, you know, when your kids are sometimes your kids are too young to shower by themselves, right? When they're like 5, 6 years old, you don't want them to shower. But like, if I need to like wash my hair, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he'll let me bathe and make sure I'm like,
hair?
Yeah, when I had hair. Shut up. That's I was 5, motherfucker.
Don't worry, we in the same boat, bro.
I wasn't born this way, bro.
Son, 98, my waves are spinning. Like, I was killing the game.
All through high school,
Killing the game, bro.
through high school, I had braids down to like here, bro. No cap.
Yo.
But he would do what? Yeah. Okay. But he would do things like, you know what I'm saying?
You
like,
knew it. Like whenever,
exactly. You
things,
felt this certain kind of way. Like you'd be like, yo, you know what? Like I'll help you like wash your hair. Like you didn't have to, but you know, help me and brush it away or whatever. Or like if he's like making food, something like that. I'm in the kitchen. He's like, all right, like, you know, he used to make like Haitian style meatballs, like, so we call it boulette. But the way he would, but the way that he would make it or whatever, he's like, oh, this is how you do it or whatever, and let me like flour it before you put it in the grease or whatever. Little things like letting me, like I said, I'm always an early riser. Anybody who knows me in my life knows, like, listen, if the sun is up, Chris is up.
I know.
Like I'm always early. I'll text somebody.
I wake up, I look at my, oh shit, Chris is up already.
I'm like, shit, I'm always up.
He's like, what's the video? I'm like, oh shit, my bad, bro.
Right, so especially like on the weekends and stuff like that. Like every Saturday he made pancakes for the family, right? And then he go around his business, and then you watching morning cartoons, the X-Men's and this, that, and the third. Back when life was good, but when he's ready, like 11:30, 12 o'clock to hit the streets. I'm the only one who's up, like been dressed, did everything I gotta do, did all my chores. I'm behind him. Like he's going to go to Cam to send money home, or he's going to the post office. That's how I know how to do a money order. Go follow him to the post office, going to the bank.
Not to keep on that, but what you saying as far as like your son being 8 and yours even not being, I mean, he's a year now. So it's basically what you're saying, like what you seeing in them. I'm sure you're gonna relate the same thing, like what you saw in yourself in the time when you running around with your pops. You want to instill that in them, like
it's weird because, and it hits a soft spot for me because I didn't have it. When my dad wasn't there, I didn't have a man to like, like just hug me or kiss me or do it.
I don't know what that emotional side is.
I told myself when I first found out Shorty was pregnant, I said I'm not gonna be that guy, but like, they're gonna know. They're gonna know every minute. I don't give a fuck if you 24 and you 6'5" taller than. I'm kissing your ass. And it's funny you say. I'm gonna hug and kiss your punk ass. I don't give a fuck,
like
bro.
I'm not. I want to say. I mean, I'm always call myself a tough guy, but I'm tough. Like most of the time. Like,
Queens, it's Queens, bro.
I guess that's what it is. Like, people laugh. People get mad.
South Jamaica, yo, that's what.
They be thinking I'm mad or whatever. Or I'm a certain type of dog. Like I just talk with passion all the time anyway. But then one thing I ain't gonna lie, my sons give me like a certain. That's my soft spot.
That's a soft spot.
And it's so funny when people say you got daughters. Yeah,
no, 100%. Yeah, even me. Like I don't really have much. Like I'm not running the streets. I'm not going crazy. So I don't really have a lot to be like. Come home and be like. You know what I'm saying? I do.
I bust my ass too hard. I'm all crazy.
I tell you all the time. Like I'm always tired because I'm always doing shit.
Right.
But what I mean is like I'm not coming like walking in my block and somebody's checking me. You know what I'm saying? Like pressing me. No, it's not the same. It's not the same. But that's what I'm saying. Like I have other plights and things like that. Like I got to deal with like adult man things like society, police, things like that, whatever. But regardless of how long my day is or whatever the case may be, when I get home and like I see my lady and I see my kids and stuff like that or whatever, it's just like a humbling, like a calming or whatever. And then like to see like my son, like you said, like as we get older and older, we say this all the time, like men aren't loved unconditionally, right? Even like your kids and stuff like that or whatever, they're gonna remember all that time that dad embarrassed me or those things play a part. It might not be at the forefront, but subconsciously those things play a part. Your lady ain't like the way you said this, that, and the third, or you forgot this or whatever. So certain things play a part. But like coming home and seeing little man like.
The best.
It's a peace, bro.
He lights up like
it's a peace, bro.
He wakes up in the morning and I come in the room and I look at him and he's cheesing after waking up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm getting ready to leave to come here today and he's like crying his eyes out because I was home with him all day. So he's literally on my pants, walking behind me everywhere, here and there.
Facts.
And like you mentioned before, like so every chance I get, I'm holding him, I'm hugging him.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna play with him and like.
I'm gonna annoy the shit out of him. I don't give a few with your boys.
Hug him. I'm gonna kiss him. I'm gonna let him know, like, at the end of the day, like, no matter what happens, like, that I love you. Like, you don't have to think about it. Like, with my dad, as I got older, I appreciated him more because I saw life for certain things that he set me up for in the way he did. But
at that moment.
Yeah, in that moment. But when I was like 10 years old, what I have like when we sat down on the couch, he put his arm around me, or I could lay on him, we watching something. Yeah, that wasn't really his thing. But I get it. He didn't know that. He didn't know his dad. His dad left him with his mom and grandmother. So he didn't understand where that came from. But seeing how he maneuvered and how he set me up and then showing the love the way he best knew how to. And even the way he was like with my sisters or whatever, stuff like that. I see that and I mimic those things and I look and I peep and I really see through like the kids' actions and how they are and
what you end up seeing too.
Yeah.
I see the same with my sons. Is like I remember the other day I just went out with my sons and I'm walking. And you know I'm protective with my kids. I'll be walking, somebody can follow the spot. I'm ready to just jump on somebody. You pull out the spot. You ain't see my son.
Yo, there's no other rage you ever felt when somebody met. Yo,
exactly.
you black
so
for real.
It's funny
black
like
out.
you said about protecting. Because I remember I was walking and a car was coming. My son pulling my little one is pulling me back. Like, oh, you about to get hit by a car.
That's
This is the funny part.
Not funny, but that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's why I say how funny it is when I talk about protection. Like you know. I think we so accustomed to, and it's partially what we be doing how now being a dad and shit type of thing. Yeah. Like I'm so big on it, and I keep saying like, yo, because I'm a guy, I'm a man, doesn't mean that I just got provide and protect. I need it too, and it's so funny. I watch my son, who I'm providing and protecting for, he's protecting me, and I always say this simple thing. I'm me walking across the street, he's pulling me. Oh, Dad, you about to get hit by a car? I'm good. I'm watching the car for you, but he's pulling me. Like, Dad, you don't get hit by a car.
100%.
So then, what I realize is that I know that's how I know I'm showing him that much love. That's what makes me sleep good at night.
He's protective of you.
Yeah, because that he sees me as certain. So all I can imagine, you're only reflecting what I'm showing to you right back to me, in a sense. So I sleep good at night. Nobody can tell me anything at that point now. Like there's nobody somebody could turn around and tell me you're a horrible father. He ain't saying that. So I don't give a shit about what you telling me. So I'm cool with that. Like one thing for me is it's like, and goes more so with the show is like my definition of being a father is what my son is telling me about myself. Because then another adult level is so different. Like another adult's gonna sit there and say, you're gonna nitpick. Oh, you kicked the cup on the sink all the time. Oh, you came and you didn't do this right. You didn't button your shirt right. Adults do it. Kids were just like, yo, you can spend quality time with me. It's as simple as that.
Thing what I see with kids too, like my kid's small, younger, but like it's the fact that they have no care in the world.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And to me,
the love is so genuine.
So it's like,
it's not contingent on
like
anything.
me was playing with something in my mind. I was like, oh shit, like you know. Like we could go to the park, he like sitting in the grass. I'm like, yo, you getting dirty. Yeah. But like he don't care.
Right.
He don't roll around. Like he
so
don't
funny.
care.
It's so funny you say that, right? And that brings us right back to the home point where, like, with the party and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like
it definitely feels
the kids,
right back to that.
like you said, like we might go have his first birthday party, or even like for instance, like his communion, right? I mean, not sorry, that's communion. His baptism we had, right? Dope outfit on him, all that kind of stuff and whatnot. He don't give a fuck. He just wants to just chill. He's in the church. He's like, I realized before the mass started, right? He was calm, but then he started realizing that it's a little empty. So he's noticing what an echo is. So he's making a sound and realizing.
I remember that too, yeah.
He's like, yeah. If I make it a little louder, I'm like, you gotta calm down, bro. But little stuff like that, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sitting out far from you and I'm laughing at myself like, yo, he hearing this echo right now.
Yeah, like he peeps those sort of things. Like you said, they don't care about nothing in the world. And that's why it's like, you know, at that certain age where it's like, up until like they can realize like how to maybe try to keep themselves clean. I'm not gonna be putting crazy designer on them and all that kind of stuff because they're just gonna run and get it dirty. And I do not want to be that parent where I'm just like, don't run in the grass, don't do this, don't play in the mud. At this point, listen. At this point, I just don't eat it.
Right.
Just don't eat. Don't eat the dirt. Don't eat the shit. Don't eat it. Just don't eat it. You can do whatever you want. I can wash you. Don't eat
my
it.
son about like that. My son is like what's the word I'm looking for? Like a germaphobe. Like
he's already his personality.
He's super clean.
Yeah.
Like he don't like his hands dirty. Like
he don't
if
like that
he eating
shit.
chips, he'll wipe it on you, wipe it on him. He don't want it sticky.
So that's just his thing.
Yeah. So he
that's good.
No, he just did like he don't like stuff on his hands. Like even like. He fall in the grass. He get up with the grass. He wipe his butt off himself. I was like, he don't like
being dirty.
Nothing.
So
his hands and his
back
face.
To what preacher's asking, like, you know, seeing yourself in it is more like just letting your kid be.
Just let them be
themselves.
Yeah, I
but then of course, like you know, if they going a little left,
you
want to keep them right.
Because you can kind of see it.
I see that ashy little nigga that I was. Sometimes I'm like,
so then you gotta let him be. That's just
sometimes I'm just like, yo, man, just be ashy, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
but of course, as he's progressing as a boy, like I try to.
That's the thing, you know. And to close it out, like that's the thing, like. You know, there's gonna be that conversation. I never had the conversation with my dad. My mom was like, don't have sex, and then that was it. I don't want to do that. I want to be open and honest. You're gonna know what a vagina is. You're gonna know how all that stuff works. And I
said before, I think like the perfect advice somebody gave me was just like, stop, don't worry about not being like your father, but do everything you wish your father
would have done for you, right?
Yeah. And that's pretty much is as English as you could possibly make it. It's not even that complicated. Like, the image that you had, you wish your father would be to you.
And quite honestly, just in the world that we live in today, like things are changing every day.
Yeah, man.
You know,
by the minute,
right? Like, listen, like last year we had to fight the COVID balls, and then now this year we got to fight. You know, trying to reacclimate if we possibly can the vaccine, and then most recently, you know, cyber attacks shutting down pipelines and stuff like that. Like, so you really never know what's going on. But for me, it's just about, like, at the end of the day, like making it home to my family, making sure that they can have the best life that I can possibly provide for them. And if I feel like it isn't adequate enough, then I'm going to make adjustments to myself to make it better for them, right? So, yeah, we're going to spend an exuberant amount of money on his first birthday party.
You don't take that shit with you, though. At the end of the day,
it's like, exactly, like you could take but so much with you. You could leave but so much behind.
You don't go on the
and
coffee
granted,
with you.
he's not like he might not remember it, but I also do know.
Yeah.
Not even just that.
Though. Pics on video.
Hold on, no, not even just that though. Like, he might not remember it because he's gonna be too young to carry the memories with him. But in that moment, I know he's gonna be having the time of his life. He's gonna be so happy to be seeing like his cousin, his friend. Right. Even if I gotta spend whatever amount of money it is. If somebody told me tomorrow you have to spend 10 grand for your kid to continue to be happy, yo, if I don't have it, I'm gonna find it because my kid. I need my kid to be happy. That's what they deserve. They didn't ask to be here, 100%. So it's my job I'm obligated to make sure that they're happy. So listen, he's gonna have this. He's gonna have the birthday party. Absolutely. Moving forward, though, I would. Hey, Becca, I would much prefer
we go budget a certain different way.
We go on vacation. But here's the funny part, right? So Steve's son Steph, his birthday's the day after Jackson's, right? So I'm like, yo, listen, why would y'all spend money on a birthday party? And I spend money on a birthday party.
Well,
we have this Venn diagram of so many people that are gonna cross each other. Yo, let's just have a dope ass trip and go someplace. They might not remember that, but we will. Let me check that off. Damn it, they don't remember it anyway. You might as well. But listen, guys, May 27th.
This was fun, man.
Yeah, May 27th. May 27th, man. Shout out to Preach. Shout out to Cash Sound Lab Studios for having us out here. Shout out to Shinju Whiskey. Shout out to Rob at Shinju Whiskey.
Rob. We gotta get you on the show, fam.
Listen, Rob, pull up on the show. Hit me up. Call my number. You already know what time it is. Everybody, listen. May 27th. Like I said, it's free.
Public house.
It's free. So you back there, you like, I don't know, my pocket's a little light. It's free. And for the first hour between 7 and 8, we're gonna be giving out free drinks.
And this shit fire too.
Sponsored by Shinju Whiskey.
I think the drink is gonna be a whiskey sour. So listen, it's free. So try it.
Try it. Give us your take.
Guaranteed,
you know what I'm saying? Sponsored by Shinju Japanese Whiskey. We truly appreciate the support.
Drink responsibly.
Yeah, drink responsibly. Take your Ubers. Don't drive. Please don't drive. I anticipate a great show. I know because you guys are gonna be talking the last hour.
That's correct.
So,
we go live at 9 p.m.
So I can't wait to get the crowd reaction, the crowd interaction, seeing you guys, doing this show in front of people and having a great time.
We can't wait, man.
Yo,
I'm excited.
That live interaction we've been waiting for. We can't.
We're gonna have a great time, man. I
see
y'all at a party, and I already know for a fact it's gonna be crazy.
That's funny because Free showed up to the party.
Yo,
he's like, "What the fuck?"
What the?
It was a light night. We only had like 2 cases.
Yeah.
But listen, I appreciate all the support. We appreciate all the support here at Daddy and Shit. Make sure you guys come through, show the love, interact with us. Like I said, we're gonna have some giveaways, we're gonna have some raffles. It's gonna be a great time. Listen, it's gonna be the kickoff to Memorial Weekend, which is the unofficial kickoff to the summer. So why not come pull up, party with us? We got some free drinks on us, Shinju Whiskey. We got Cash Sound Lab Studios. Where your good fits, pull up on us, and we're gonna see you there. You heard? Peace out. Dada.